Good morning, everybody. It's so loud. I mean, it's so early in the morning. Excuse me. It's so early in the morning. You can hear the birds chirping outside. I woke up to see some very, very disturbing footage. I saw footage of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore, Maryland, collapsing after being struck by a large container ship. Y'all, like that. Seeing that, I'm not gonna lie. It made me super emotional. Super emotional. Just knowing, and I think this happened, the footage that I saw that was like getting spread around was footage from about one something this morning, right? And just looking at that, that made me really want to tear up because I know it was people on that bridge, people that had no idea, like they just driving regularly, probably had kids in the car, maybe depending on, because sometimes you never know. Sometimes people might have been picking the kids up from a babysitter or whatever, or you know what I mean. People could have just been coming from work late at night. Who knows? But all we know is that the when you see the bridge collapse like that, like you did that is scary. It's extremely scary, and I know the people. Like I couldn't even imagine you in a car just driving and you just fall however many feet from a bridge into a large body of water. That is scary, man. That's horrific. That's a nightmare. And now they can't even find some people. They can't even find some people that were on the bridge in these cars and all of that. And again, it's a mass casualty incident. You know, um, yeah, stuff like that is I couldn't imagine even experiencing them like that. Like I have a fear of being dropped into large bodies of water. I've always had that fear, um, and because I can't swim, and it's just because it's a scary feeling being in large bodies of water in darkness, where you don't even know what's going on. Then you got the structure itself just falling down. um yeah, it's a horrific situation, man. Watching the video is chilling. It's extremely chilling. And at one point I was gonna put the footage with it, but I don't even want to show nothing like that because it's just so disturbing. It's yeah, it's terrible to watch. It's terrible to watch. Um, but yeah, I've always had a fear of like being dropped in large body water like that, and then and what can you do? Even if you can swim. Even if you can swim, you're in your car. You had to get out of the car under all that water pressure. That's just, oh my goodness, that is terrible. That's terrible. Prayers out to the families of anybody lost from this situation, and people still have to figure out the survivors from it, if there are any survivors from this incident. All of those things have to be accounted for. I just woke up and was just so disturbed by it. I was like, yo, this is it makes you really. I had to again. Watching the bridge collapse like that did something to my spirit. Seriously. Um, yeah, man, this is video like off the whim, early in the morning. It's 7 in the morning in Chicago. But yeah, my condolences and sending prayers to the families of these individuals and any of the survivors, man. If there are any, this is crazy. That is scary. And I remember when I used to see this. I believe it's a long bridge in New Orleans or something like that. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. It crosses large body of water. It's like in New Orleans, right? And I see people say they got to travel over that bridge, either leaving New Orleans or coming into it or leaving it, whichever one. And I remember watching the footage of the video, just getting anxiety. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times, and again, I trust in a lot of man-made structures, right? The planes, the trains, all those things, right? I've been on some boats before, not a ship or anything like that, right? But a lot of times my faith in certain structures are not as strong, especially for some reason. For some reason, it's always really pertaining to a bridge because we've heard of bridges collapsing more than anything, right? And so I remember like looking at the footage of this bridge, I believe, crossing out of New Orleans or whatever, right? Going out of New Orleans and into New Orleans, either or. And I was like, yo, I would be petrified on that bridge. That would be a scary thing for me. You know what I mean? If you gotta go there, I would do it, but that would be like a thing that it would make me nervous. I would say it would make me nervous just because how much water you gotta cross like that over this bridge, and I don't know why, but sometimes my faith in certain, it's always been like that with bridges. Again, because I've seen or I've heard of bridges collapsing. This is the first time I've ever really seen a bridge collapse like this. That was horrific. That was horrific to see. Um, I can't even really look at the camera like that, but like I said, sending prayers and my condolences to anyone lost, the families of anyone lost during the situation. Man, it's that is an experience I don't think any I'm gonna say this. I wouldn't want any good person to ever want to experience. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, man. When I say good person, I wouldn't want anybody to experience these things, right? But I'm lumping another what you call it together. I've been watching what's that show, Quiet on the Set, with like the pedophiles and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't have any sympathy or compassion for anybody like that. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. Um, but yeah, just seeing something like that is just that is graphic. That is as dark. That really did something to me this morning, y'all. It really did. Just thinking about the people and possible kids, and even if it's not kids, the people in general. Disheartening, heartbreaking.